Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt with our Tuesday workout. We have a lot to do today. Let's get right to the warm-up. I want to go 3 rounds through. Begin with 8 reps of a kip. And remember on our kip that the goal is forward or back shoulder motion, right? So at the front, I would like to have my shoulder blades squeezed behind me and my ears in front of my arms, but I'm not making it about how much I move my neck. This is about how much I move my shoulder blades, right? And then at the back half of this movement, rolling the shoulder blades forward, I want my nose behind my arms, right? So without my feet touching the ground or with my feet touching the ground, it does not matter. It's that dynamic shoulder blade motion that we're looking for on the kips, and you can feel free to amplify the volume on those every round we go through this. So maybe make them small when we're cold and still getting warmed up, and then by the 3rd round start working in some real big kips. Okay, next one is 4 reps of toe touch to overhead reach. So roll down, chin tucked, and touch your toes, and then unroll on the way up, and at the top reach all the way over your head, up on your toes, squeeze your toes towards the ball of the foot. And we're just nice and gentle, full range flexion extension on the spine on that one. PVC and then barbell movement practice for the 2 movements that we're gonna do with the barbell today. First one is a push press, and the second one is a sumo deadlift high pull. So with the PVC pipe, our push press starts with the bar at the shoulders, elbows slightly in front of the bar with an overhand grip. My feet are underneath the hips, and I'm standing tall, so knees, hips, both fully extended. I have a quarter squat, dipping straight down, pushing the knees out and keeping the heels down, and then 1 hip extension, head moves out of the way, and I finish with my arms locked out in the overhead position, right? Making sure I get my face out of the way of that bar. I don't want to clip my chin or my nose, and I also don't want to move the bar around my head like so. I want that bar path to be totally vertical when I perform any of my vertical pressing movements. After that, you can move to sumo deadlift high pull. Again, a vertical movement, but this is pulling, right? So I got that wide stance, hands at hip width, right? Bar touching the shins, complete the hip extension, and then pull to my collarbones and back down immediately. So the big one on this, as well as the push press, is that the hips generate the majority of the power and the momentum, and the arms just either pull or push to those finished positions, and then we don't stay in the finished position, especially in the sumo deadlift high pull. We go right back to that starting position. So hips and pull, hips and pull, right? Slam ball deadlifts. This one I want to be just an extra deep stretch. So try to get your fingers together underneath the bottom of the slam ball and get a really good stretch down there. Stand it up, and then let that ball pull your hips and hamstrings and do a good stretch position at the bottom. Okay, that's our slam ball deadlift. And then burpee jumps is the final one. So we're just practicing the skill of placing your feet in the right spot for our burpee. So I have, again, another wide stance one, kind of maybe not as wide as sumo deadlift, but close. And the heel of my hand should be lined up about with the toe of my feet, right? And I want to be able to get down there firmly enough that I can put some weight on my hands, kick my feet back to that plank position, and then back up to my standing position, okay? There's our burpee jump. When we get into the workout, it has 3 stages. No rest in between other than the rest that you take to get reset, okay? So there is no programmed rest. The entire monster is 4 time, but it's broken into 3 different blocks. The first block has the most rounds, but it's really short, right? So, or short rounds. So 10 rounds through of 5 pull-ups and 5 push press, okay? So pull up, either jumping, kipping, banded, unassisted, right? Any of those are fine. Strict pull-ups are fine as long as your elbows are straight at the bottom, and at the top, your chin is over the bar, right? And if you want to advance the difficulty on this and make a few of those chest to bar pull-ups or bar muscle ups, that is another fine option, but the standard for today is gonna be chin over the bar. When you get out, you finish 5, you're gonna come down, pick up your bar, and perform that push press for 5 reps, right? So this will be quick cycles there, but it will definitely start to wear on you from a heart rate and a muscle endurance standpoint very quickly, right? When you finish those 10 rounds, then we're going to 5 rounds, and we're going to increase the reps to 10. So now it's ab mat sit-ups and sumo deadlift high pull. So I've got my ab mat out, the words go away from me, or the higher portion of the ab mat is closer to the small of my back. My feet are together and my knees are out to the side, all the way down with my butt touching the ground, fingertips and shoulder blades to the ground, and then fingertips touch my toes, and I want like my shoulders to be forward of my hips from the side, okay? So I don't wanna finish like here, I wanna finish all the way up, right, in a good balanced position. And then, again, back to my bar, and now it's my wide stance, right? Shins, hip extension, and then pull to the collarbones and back down. The other thing on the sumo deadlift high pull is try to make sure at the finish position that your elbows are above your hands. You don't want to pull with your elbows below your hands. That will be 5 rounds of that, so 10 and 10. And the final one is 2 rounds through, and we're gonna do a slam ball and then burpees. So slam ball is just all the way up, extended overhead, slam and catch, I finished those, and I'm going to my burpees. Okay, 2 rounds through of 25 and 25. And at the very end, we say time, record your time on the clock, and that is it for today. And I'm thinking in the 20-minute range for this would be great. I'm sure it can be done faster. So think of 20 as like sort of a median time. Like if it takes you 25, that's okay. If you do it in 13, wow. Okay, all right, that's it for today. Oh, and if you're really interested, your track, mark time stamps every time you finish a block, and then record how much time each of those individual segments took, and then maybe afterwards do a little analysis of like, which was the hardest part for me? Was it the 25 reps unbroken, or was it the pull-ups after I got fatigued? All right, those can be interesting things and help you to target your future training to the things that you need the most work on. All right, have a great one. See you on Wednesday.